So, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Right Fin Talk series, which we are trying to do the awareness for personal finance, how to take care yourself, how to learn more, and try to implement if possible. This is a series done by the Right Horizons for the benefit for all. So today's topic for the FinTalk series is how to take care of a higher education, and especially on specific thing is on how abroad or overseas. This is a new trend which I have been seeing last 2 to 3 years, where people have started thinking of taking the abroad on an undergrad. Okay, so on PG was very common when we were also studying. People were trying to go and go for PG. I mean post graduation, but undergrad was not so common. But this is becoming a very common thing, and I think so. We all know the value of, I can say, the higher education is. So it depends on how the people are being looking across. But we believe that if we give a good education, the rest of their life they will be able to survive and learn quite good. So open that's a quote by itself. Oprah Winfrey has said, the education is the key to unlocking the world and passport to the freedom, which is very, very true. And I also believe that we should, of course, keep learning. And if we give a good education to the kids, they can be have their own freedom to choose what they want. So best part of next generation of ours is they have a very variety of job. It's nothing that in our olden days or ourselves will say, okay, you will do engineering or you will do the CA, doctor, kind of it. So if they didn't have a specific few things, now they have n number of things to do themselves. And only thing is they need freedom to do and learn what is it. So today I'm trying to do how we can give wings to our kids, how we can make their dreams come true. I'm sure all the parents, including me or anybody, I keep telling the same thing. That would be the always a topmost level of thinking, that how we can make sure that we able to do so. This is the today's topic. So this is what I remember when we were young and all. If you ask, even if you go and ask your kids what you wanted to be, so everybody have their own role model of somebody. There is somebody wants to become a doctor or pilot or engineer or any of the things like that. Or maybe I can say nowadays a lot of time. Suddenly, when I ask my son, he'll become, I wanted to become a gamer or a blogger or a YouTuber kind of it, so which is a very new to me, of course. But these are the new things where people are been learning and enjoying and even earning quite well. So the topic is the same as all of us must have seen the movie like Three Idiots, saying that you do what you like to do it, then you will, the money is byproduct and you will get it. So that's the way we are just trying to say. So how to make them do what they love it and make sure that they enjoy that. That is one of the tough part. Even I feel, being myself mother of two, one is 20 and one is 14 years old. So sometimes few kids are very focused and they know what they wanted to do. But sometimes they are not sure what they wanted to do because they keep changing as they grow. So one is we have to be prepared ourselves how to give them a wings. One is we try to help them how to identify. So today's topic, I will just run very fast forward on financial planning, because kids education planning and going kids abroad also is a part of a financial planning. It's a smaller piece in a bigger jigsaw puzzle. So I'll just try to take first big jigsaw puzzle, how we have to take it. Then we will take the kids education, how to plan. I'll focus more on a calculations, and then I'll say what are the different ways you can invest those wherever you want. Third, but last but not the least, if they are planning to go abroad, what are the things required, means maybe I can say the documents required, how you can apply for that, what are the different ways you can do funding or loans, or how you can help them even in the when they are in India itself. So these are the experience last, I can say 2 years, 3 years itself. Our customers, 18, 20 customers, kids have gone and gone for undergrad, I mean. So it's very difficult. Give you a realistic when I do financial planning sometime and I ask, for a kid's education. And of course, the kids are small, so no parents will know the what is the fees for their engineering or doctors or abroad. So those are the estimate fees also. I'm going to explain it. So these things, whenever I'm doing it, my intention is always one thing. And if most of 99.9%, whatever I will trying to tell you, must have applied for ourselves also. So first thing I wanted to put it across is what is the financial freedom? So financial freedom is trying to say that all our dreams, what we wanted to achieve, if you see our tagline itself, it says that guiding you to achieve your goals. So whatever is your goals, in your mind, you have achieved those. So something happens to you, your family is secured and they will achieve all the goals what you have planned for them. So this is what is a financial planning. So what most of the time financial plannings are, how to take care, I'll do that. So before financial planning, few things we have to do. So today I'm dividing as a parent more, and one is how to take care for them. So sometimes we have to teach the kids. So this is the two videos and very small videos, how we should make sure to kids should be aware of.
How do I teach my children value for money?
We love our children a lot and we want the best for them. But sometimes we also end up spoiling them by giving in to their demands all the time. I think a starting point for us also is to look at whether some of these demands are unreasonable, and if they are unreasonable, I think we need to tell a no. In that way, they will also in the future learn to hear a no to some of their unreasonable demands. In my book, Honey, I Lost All Our Money, value for money of children has always been a favorite chapter for many of the readers. I think we should look at it a little more innovatively and look for ideas to engage the children and teach them value for money indirectly. Now, one thing that my spouse Rachna does very well is she gives a budget for gifts during their birthdays, or even while we travel, there's a budget to spend. That brings in a whole new perspective, and they start looking at it, looking at the prices and seeing how do they fit it within their budget. Similarly, we can look at maybe giving them the responsibility of, let's say, managing a monthly budget or even a birthday party, so that they learn from it and start being more sensitive to how they use money. I think for us parents, it's a very, very important aspect, and it is really important to teach them, engage children even while you make your investments. Can we start engaging with them at an early date, and they will do very well.
So that's the two things which we try to tell before we plan. We need to teach them because we have to become a role model for them. If we are not becoming a role model for them, it will be very difficult for them to do it. So I wanted to give you simple tips what, as Anil says, we do it for our kids. Like whenever we go for a vacation, we say that even whatever gifts you want, if it is a dollar or a pound or whatever, if it is an Indian currency, this is the amount you can get it. So whatever you want, you have to get it from there. So you will, and I love that way they prepare that if I want this, okay, this is too much, so I should reduce it here. And they do a lot of calculation before they buy. That's the one thing. And similarly, I keep saying, like when we go, we have in our house only one meal we can order outside. So if they wanted any particular meal, which is a very, very costly restaurant or something, so we have told that, okay, if it is a costly restaurant or costly things, it will come only on some occasion. It can be birthdays or anniversaries or some celebration we are doing. Otherwise, the lunch or dinner should be only within this range. And sometimes I always see them, okay, I'll say, okay, this dish we will not take, or we will do buy two, or we will not do this. This calculation by itself is making them we don't say what to buy or not to buy, but we give it this is the limit. So now they started saying, okay, this person is having a tax very high, or this place we are getting some more discount or something. So they themselves, between both the kids, will start telling, okay, this time I am getting what I like it, next time you get it yourself. These planning, they started doing very small things. So we can have it a very small thing. I'm sure now nobody is going out other than takeaways and other things. Or like a, because now they both are big, so we have been giving, okay, you take this, as household is like a 50K or 60K, we have a monthly household. So you spend it and they have it. Nowadays they have app. I used to write it in Excel and I still write the Excel of my expense. So I always tell them, so they write it across in their own app. This is the money has come and where they're spending. So they started realizing the value of money very, very well. And that's what I feel, it is growing very nicely because they have seen, okay, we have a, in COVID time, we as a family, we have made it a structure that, okay, this is the limit, we will do the charity at whole. So I said, everybody will pool the money for how much we can do a charity. So they will say that, okay, how much they can put from their own pocket money, whatever they have given for a charity and all the stuff. We will decide and we will keep giving a charity. So that's very nice. My daughter birthday went only 3 days back, and she says, Mama, whatever money you're giving, you give these three charities organization donated. So it was very nice, proud feeling for as a mother, of course. But I'm saying that it got inbuilt themselves that yes, we should do. So there's a structured charity also is coming into there. I can say planning part of it. So that's the one part which I was trying to say before we, as a parent, of course, say for them. So they also start doing the same thing because they become a role model for, see us as a role model. So financial planning is indirectly, of course, taking care of a liquidity, safety, and potential. So what are the goals we have to look? So most of the time, goals are, everybody is unique, we have to understand, but these are the generic goals where people are being age wise or the event wise. So like when you're young, you wanted a digital things, vehicle, house. When the kids started or you got married, you started doing a serious investment for family, your kids education, vacation. Now kids marriage has gone down because the education cost has gone very high. Okay, medical expense and the retirement, these are the typical, we call goal or the needs of our people, and that's where it is. So I am today going to focus on the kids education, which is the one of the biggest need as of today in the wealth creation after the retirement. And why I say that part of it, it is after retirement, because for an education we do have an option as on today to get an education loan, but it is not so easy like a reverse mortgage as of today to get for a retirement. So retirement corpus, nobody will help us out till we create ourselves. So most of the time in a ranking sheet of the goals, it is the second biggest goal for everybody. So how we plan? So we are trying to do today for the kids education. So we should be very clear uh, where do you want to be and when. So where means where kids, whatever is your age, you have to decide you wanted to plan for their undergraduate or a PG. So if it is undergraduate, you will say when they're 18, you wanted to, that's a date is fixed. Then what you want, so it's a very important, is like a how you are looking for. So me as a person, I always recommend to have an undergrad in India and PG in abroad, because by that time they are very sensible how to handle themselves alone and independently. Second thing is, it is easier to manage funding and cost, because it will be around 20 to 40 lakhs. And by PG, they will able to work abroad. They are allowed 20 hours working. They get a good scholarship and sponsorships. They are able to manage well, and getting a loan for PG is much, much easier, because for an undergrad, it is around, in India level, it is 2 crores across, or there it is 50 to 60K dollar per semester. So which is a very high. So, but we will plan whatever is your need. So that is what, where and what means. Where you are. So you have to realize it, okay, as on today, I have already saved 10 lakhs for the kids, or I have been doing some investment, which is the total value. how you wanted to go there. So you can say, most of the people will say that, okay, I'll do a regular investment, Rachna, for my kids. Some of them says, okay, if it is going high, I have a one customer who says, Rachna, I don't have a money, but my kid wanted to go to US, and uh, they sold a real estate, one of them. So it depends on it how you map your current asset or how you're planning to take care of those requirement. So if it is real estate or is it a fixed asset, I always tell them, please plan 1 or 2 years in advance. The reason because of that is most of the time it takes time to liquidate, and keep continuing to say that you are continuing doing that or not. Okay, that's a very, very important. So you are on track or not on track. So this is what process of doing a financial planning goal by goal. So I have taken for the kids education. So most of the time we are how to create the assets, family emergencies, and the goals. So we are, as I told you, this is full. It is like a superset is the financial planning and subset is a kids education, which I am trying to do today. So what all comes under kids education planning? So one is you decide the target, as I told in the process, estimated the cost. Very important of estimation of a cost. Okay. Most of the time you must have realized it. It depends on college, it depends on the course, it depends on so many things. But you will know average how much it will taken care of. So in what you call, I can say, if it is engineering, normally 25 to 30 lakhs in India, people are being. Medical is the one thing. So if you get it into a good college with the good marks and the ranking, it may not cost much. But yes, otherwise it is costing between 50 lakhs to 1 crore also in India. Talking about normally, otherwise, like a arcade has taken a BBA honors. So when we are doing a normal, I can say BA, BCom, and all the other degrees, that is not a much issue, because nowadays in school fees and that fees is almost a similar one. So it doesn't pinch much. But yes, then they can go abroad with a higher education on MBA or any other master's degree. Calculation is what I'm going to do. Estimate what investment is generating. So one is we should calculate, we know, and then we go backward to say that how to generate by that time we should have it. This is the one of the very normal mistake people do it. A lot of people came and say, Rachna, my kid is around 3 years or 5 years. Just to do 20 lakhs when they are 18. And I keep saying, when you're doing 20 lakhs at that time, so present value will be around 10 lakhs or 8 lakhs or whatever. So better way is you tell as on today what is the way, add the inflation to that, and then create it. So it's a better way, because when we are thinking 20 lakhs now, it makes a very big value and we feel it's okay. But after 10, 15 years, the 20 lakhs may not be having that much of value. Then, as I told you, recalculate yearly and monthly and start planning for that. Very important part of that is the facts as on today. Most of the Indians are been thinking USA is a normal going abroad and studying. Singapore, Australia, UK is there. This data was 2 years back data, which I got it. But last 2 years, I think so. The two places which has grown very high is one is added is the Canada, and Singapore has gone much higher on a percentage wise. So most of the time, if you see here, is people are wanted to send the kids and being taken care of, but they don't plan enough. Okay, so it's better when we are thinking of overseas education to make sure that we are taking, because there are two things which is impacting the overseas. Okay, so what is the main thing? One of our customers has done it, and he was very clear, Ki Rachna, I'm sure, because I have only daughter and she will. So there are 2-3 things comes into picture, because some of them says that Rachna, she is a US passport holder, so you may get a benefit. She is a green card, or we are a green card, or it's the only thing. So I told, okay, fine. So we planned it. I remember that she was when 3 or 5 years old type, and then we planned it. She went 3 years back, I think so, 2 years back. And in that time, the dollar variations were so high. So when we do the overseas, the inflation of overseas cost is not so high because it's 1.52% maximum. But the dollar variations are very high. So sometimes when we are doing abroad planning for a kid's education, we have to take the dollar variation. And that's one of the reason last few years, people started investing in dollars, means they take international funds. So the dollar variations are not so much. So that is one of the reason I feel we should be always making sure when we are doing investment, how to take the different part of it.
Admission in the best college or university for a child is one of the most precious dreams of any parent.
Pardon?
We can't see, ma'am.
Okay. Is it now you can see?
Yes, ma'am.
Admission in the best college or university for a child is one of the most precious dreams of any parent. It requires two elements for this dream to turn into reality. Your child's hard work and good grades, your financial preparedness. What if your child gets the good grades and gets the admission letter from her dream college and you are financially unable to fund that dream? Really scary situation, isn't it? Creating a corpus for your child's higher education requires you to start investing the day your child is born. According to rough estimates, on an annual basis, the education inflation is about 10%. If the cost of professional studies in your dream college is rupees 10 lakhs today, and your child is just born, then after 18 years, the cost of the same fees would be rupees 55.59 lakhs. Such a huge corpus requires you to invest in a suitable product from the very first day your child is born. If you start early, you can accumulate the corpus easily. If you delay in starting investing, then achieving your goal would be difficult. Call us now to know the suitable and...
You're able to see the presentation now?
Yes, ma'am.
So execution is very, very important when we are doing. This is the one things which I have realized it, and this is specifically I'm talking about higher education and going abroad. Because most of the time, that's a beauty of this side, which I love it in a young generation. Now they do a very good homework themselves more than a parents. But still it is better as a parents to find it out what they are liking towards. So it's better to have nowadays they have so many companies or the people and professions which they do counseling for an year to find it out what is they good at. They do the psychometric test and other things. They help to find it out different universities which are good in those courses, which are the countries you can apply for, and what are the things which you can take care of it. So attending all these things, it's easier. We always feel it is better to we can do it. But most of the time we are not able to find all the things. So it is okay to pay some smaller amount to those counselors, which will help you to get into, because they will help in how to attend the visas. They will help you how to apply for it. They will help you to find what are the subjects which university is also good. So these are the different, if you want, I can, we have at least few of whoever our customers have attended those. We will give it, even though we don't have any tie-up or something I can say, but I can say that those people have been doing good because all the kids have gone abroad. So that's a very important part of the taking care of. So I'll just do now calculation on an Excel. So please let me know if you're able to see that. You're able to see my Excel?
Yes, ma'am, we can see.
So this is a simple Excel I'm trying to drive across. And Nitisha, when you are sending, please send this Excel also along with them so they can play around with their own things. So anybody want to volunteer any Numbers? Nobody? Okay. So let me say that if the person is, as in the video also we say, it's a 5 years old and we take it 10 lakhs. So nowadays, I have seen any professional courses, even if it is an architect, designing, because I'm doing somebody's for NEFT, NIFT and other places, things are not less than 20 lakhs, at least as on today. It can be any things. It can be engineering. It can be, I can say, designing. It can be your architect. It can be CA or whatever. CA is not so much, but yeah. So most of the places, our cost, we will try to do it as on today for undergrad. Undergrad is, I'm trying what we call here after 12 standard. So that's another things we have to learn. Like for us, we have a smaller issue. Like when we are applying for an PG, they take 12 plus 4, and then only you can apply for a PG. But in India, like a BA, BCom, BBA, Honors, or whatever you can say that, BSc are 3 years course. So if you have noticed now, Government of India is also coming with the 4 years. But if you have not done the 4 years, you need a 1 year of work experience or one more year degree or diploma to apply for. Yeah, somebody asked some questions? Hello? You're able to hear me, Nidhi?
Yes, ma'am, we can.
So I will take 20 lakhs as on today value. Inflation is at 8%. The child is at 5. So requirement age, I will say, let us say 18. So the 20 lakhs is becoming 54 lakhs. Okay. So I have just done nothing. If you see here, I have just, it's called a future value. What is a future value? What is a rate? Means it is the inflation rate you can add on. What is the number of years your kids when he is going to be 18 minus current year? And what is the today's value you are looking for? So I'm saying I need a 54 lakhs. So I can say that if the corpus requires 54, so if I have as on today 15 lakhs, that will take care of my overall level with the compounding effect of 10% return I'm taking. Normally for the kids' education, we normally prefer balanced funds, which is around 10% to look at across. Then you will say how much yearly I should invest and how much monthly I should invest. That is the way we always try to calculate to make sure that this has been taken care of. So this is the little detailed part I am going to show you. The same thing calculation with a little higher up here. What we do it for in a, I can say there I have taken as a single number as 20 lakhs if you notice. Here I have taken a different angle of, because 20 lakhs I'm not paying one shot. I'm paying in a 5 lakhs in a 4 different years. So if this is the real example again, this is the customer whose kid is 15 years and I have taken inflation at 8. The goals will start at 18. So number of years is 4 years. So he is going to pay 18, 19, 20, 21 years. So first year I have taken a future value and how much corpus is required is 23 lakhs. How much money is available for me now? So what is a differential? As on today, what is my goal percentage achievement and how much monthly requirement as in part of it? So this will give you easily how much I have to make sure to achieve those and how to do it. So this is goal corpus requirement is a simpler way what we do. So today's 5 lakhs, what is the future value? And I keep increasing here at 8% of inflation. So 4 years we have to pay the fees. So 4 years fees is 5 lakhs is 6.29, 6.8, 7.3 and 7.9. And then I am just doing NPV at its net present value, whatever is required is 23 lakhs. So this is the another way to find it out how much money is required and how much you have already allocated. So this is little detailed part of it. How much this is the D and E is talking about PG, if you notice. So if you have a PG for 2 years, and this is for UG. So these two have to be very clear. And if your kid is younger, your monthly investment is much, much lesser because of power of compounding, as everybody knows about it.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah, please.
Madam, if you could go to Excel file, please, once.
Okay, sorry.
Just one minute.
1 minute, yeah. Yeah.
I just want to look at cell number E6.
E6, yeah.
Is that right, madam? Number of years is 2.
Yeah. So I didn't explain it here. I said it. Normally, all the PGs are for 2 years. So we are dividing the PG cost into 2 years because you will pay the fees yearly.
Okay, now
And here it is 5 lakhs into 4 years. Mostly like you will have even, I'm saying engineering or something. You can say convert into semester, but fees is normally given as a yearly here or there also.
got it. So basically, you need 20 lakhs for the undergrad and plus 25 lakhs for the postgrad. That numbers?
So for this customer, he asked me 15 lakhs for the PG. So we have divided into 2, it is 7.5 and 7.5.
Okay.
And this customer has asked 20 lakhs for undergraduate. So 5 lakhs into 4.
Okay, so basically 20 lakhs, 55 lakhs is the total cost. And the net present value as of today is close to
2332.
Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Okay. You are able to see my presentation? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Even though I use as a full screen, sometimes it doesn't go. So I will just try to give a very fast forward because the data was so much and I felt I will not able to do. So what are the different options for the kids? Okay. So I'll tell you, most of us, if you have not done it, please make sure one is that you make your saving banks for the kids' name. Okay. I'm telling as a personal experience when I used to invest and I'll say, okay, this is kid's name and all. And suddenly we required some money, no? We'll redeem it because anyway it's in our name and even the nominees are kids. So I'll ask Anil that, okay, we have invested this in the kid's name and we invest. Then he will have a generic Gyan session. No, our money is their money and all things. So I started feeling internally guilty. No, this money is supposed to be given for the kids. So what I have realized and I've been doing from the much earlier time, taken our kids' names, both the saving accounts, and whatever I wanted to invest in SIP, I move it's like a standing instruction I have given from my account to their account and do SIP. So what made it very clear here is any point of a time, because the investor name is a kid's name, we never redeem from them. Whenever even we do sometimes booking or something, we'll make sure that don't do it. So this is the one option I want you all to have it because this gave me a very peace of mind. I remembered in 2015 time, me and Anil was going alone and that time I still remember we never go alone without a kid. So that time was the first time we went and middle of the year, I told him if something happens to both of us and what will happen. So after coming, we wrote a will, but which made me very clear was I said that at least both the kids' education money is there. So whoever get adopted, their kids will not have a problem because the kids' education cost is being taken care of. And that is the one thing which I made me very peaceful as a mother. So it is easier instead of writing a nominee because when you see the portfolio, the nominee name doesn't come most of the time. So when we do profit booking or when we need an emergency money, we redeem it because we don't see the nominee. So it's easier to invest in investment in the kid's name itself. Okay. So what are the different ways you can do investments in the kids' name? I always believe, and I have done for both our kids, is 30% will be always on the safest options and 70% is the growth option. Growth options are where you are investing for, of course, they are starting, we will have a longer term. So look for an SIP. SIP can be any funds. And there are funds in mutual fund called child gift funds. It is all-time favorite of mine because my highest SIP for both the kids goes in that funds. Okay. This is the balanced fund and it has been doing amazingly. I think so for both the kids are getting even 18% being a balanced fund because it's a lock-in fund. The only negative part in child gift funds are two things, which sometimes people don't take it. I have taken maybe a risk, or I can say I'm sure of my kids. The amount of this money will go to the kids' account when they are 18. So these funds are locked in till the kids are 18. So for my mind, it is so good because we will never able to remove this money because it's in kids' name, kids' education things, and it will be coming only when it is 18. So that is the only one negative part in these funds are they do performing well. The beta is low. Beta means risk is low because they put only 70% in equity and 30% debt and still giving higher returns than a large cap funds because they are locked in. But that money will go to the kids' accounts because they become a major. And this is the only things which I feel it is negative because somebody has been telling me, Rachna, at that point of a time, how is their friend circle, how he will use this money, he will give me for paying the fees or not. This can be possible, but I personally feel if we are using that money for their own fees, they better do it. Otherwise, they will only not go. So that's the way I look at, and I feel our kids should at least trust their parents that much. But it's a very good funds for mutual funds on a child gift fund. If you don't want, that's fair enough. Do a normal SIP in your name with a hybrid funds and which will also look at, but you have to make sure you are mapped for the kids' education so you don't redeem for the emergency ways. Second, and things is very important, which we have done. I remembered before I came from a hospital to home only, we got it insurance because my mom-in-law was insurance agent that time. And why that is good, even if you're taking a ULIP or a traditional, because there is a waiver of premium. There's a clause only for the child gift insurance comes. That if something happened to the parents who is paying the premium, and if the something by unfortunate happens to the parent, the policy will continue till 18 years and give the full amount, but they don't have to pay the premium. So waiver of premium is little costlier than normal insurance, but that will give a peace of mind. PPF also we can open in kids' name, but as in a PPF, it is a clause that maximum as on today, you can save only 1.5. So for example, if I am opening a PPF for my kids, so my kids together, I can go only till 1.5. Most of the people don't know, so they may get a notice also sometimes. For a girl child, there is a Sukanya Samriddhi, which is the same as PPF, where you will be able to get the ATC benefit. Last but not the least, as I told you, a lot of people started investing in ETFs of NASDAQ and US-based international funds because they have the dollar domination, where the variations are not so much. So when we are doing an investment or we are doing a loan, I can say education loan, what are the tax benefits you get? So education loan, if it is whatever is the interest, it comes under tax benefit or the ADE. Okay. Second thing is whatever tuition fees you are paying for a college or a school, it comes under ATC. The minor kids, you have to club. This is another question people ask, Rachna, I have even forget it anybody. I only invest in my kids' names. So whatever interest or capital gain comes, it added to my capital gain. So minor kids, all the taxations are clubbed with the parents who is funding their investments. Next, which is, as I told you, one of the, like if you have done the traditional plan or insurance in the kids plans I am talking about, you can claim under ATC, of course, but whatever money you get it across, it is tax free under 1010D. So these are the tax benefit on the kids' education or kids' investments you are doing for their name. Do's and don'ts, very important. Please make sure have one SB account in your kid's name. Start early is the best thing. What I do it, I remember for both the kids, I think so from month 1 or month 2, I have been doing SIP for both the kids' name. And whatever their birthday gifts we give, we keep one time, like even it's a festival time, they get the money or they are getting anything apart from that. Like I give it on the birthday, some small amount. I put it in their investments. So what happened in this is very in my mindset, okay, they are doing an SIP and whenever the sum amount comes, they give it across and put. You don't have to wait that it should be a very big amount or something. Even 1,000, 5,000 or 10,000, you can keep investing in that and the power of compounding works amazingly well. So understand the various variables where we economical variables comes. It's sometimes it can be loan, it can be the fees, it can be admissions, whatever it is, GDP, interest, loan. So these are the things we have to understand before we try to do. Like I keep, which is the next few slides I'm trying to talk about, is like market conditions and other things. If we have invested in their SIP and the kid is going to be 18 after 2 years, you have to make sure you de-risk and put it those funds 2 years in advance in a debt fund. So you are not taking a risk on those part of it. Don't leave any condition unread or ignored. So most of the time people have said, Rachna, somebody gave me that plan and I don't know, and I signed it. So most of us, not only them, even I do it. But the best power, I keep saying, I don't, when I take an interview or somebody, customer come and say, Rachna, they missold me. I always tell them, I don't agree fully with you because you had a power of Google. You can ask that person or you can Google yourself that fund is what are the good, bad, ugly and review. When we are ordering food, which is maybe 1,000 or 2,000 rupees, and you write so much, see the review and discount and other things reading, when you're buying the investment, you also should have that much of patience to read and then buy. If this is the simple thing, I keep telling others that if you don't understand the fundamental law of that fund, don't buy. If you are able to understand, you do it, because you are also as involved as the person who is giving to you. Even though that person's, I'll tell you simple, I was talking somebody, I talked about SIP and that person says, I don't know what is it. And I was thinking, for us, SIP is like a day in, day out, we read it. So we assume that person understood very well. So it's okay if you don't understand, ask 1,000 times. Not there, you ask, go yourself and Google and do it. But don't do it because my friend told me I have obligated, or I don't understand but I still do it. Don't hesitate to ask as many doubts as I told you. Please do that. This is the best thing I can do. This is the another things which we have been helping last time to get what are the documents are required for going like application forms. There is a lot of time when as a parent you should go through, because each universities and all your network certificates for the finance, the difference in the things are different. So when we get it across, when we make it a sign and give it to them, this is no, it is different. So somebody wants a liquid asset, somebody wants only the net worth, somebody takes a real estate or a fixed assets. So they defined it how they want the net worth certificates from the university to the university. Okay. Very important, your certificate, competitive exam scores are taken care of. Letter of recommendation is very, very important. So how they take care of recommendation, of course, you can take it where you have worked or you have done part-time, you have done some charitable, you're part of a charitable like a Rotary or any other part of it. How you substantiate those, it makes a lot more difference about it. For documents, that was for applying, and this is when documents which is required for the kids' names if you wanted to invest. So it's easier. I'm sure all of you must have done investment in your name. So similarly here, but the kids are little different. is talks about if they don't have a Aadhaar PAN or something, so they will take it as a birth certificate or passport or school card or something. Communications are taken amongst those. Self check is required. So some of the funds they don't take if they don't have their own SB account, but it is better passport size photo and the relationship. So if you have it in a like insurance, they will ask appointee or beneficiary. There's two words you should know very clearly. The reason behind that is because if it is a minor, who is the appointee means that person will take care of the money and give it to the right person when they are major. That's a very, very important when we are buying an insurance to make sure it.
How do I best plan for my child's higher education?
For most parents, planning for a child's higher education is one of the highest priority needs. Now, how do you go about it? The first is to be able to assess what is the likely amount of this education for your child. Many times it's too early to be able to even decide on which is likely to be the area that the child is going to pursue, which is fine. Start off with something of an average requirement, and every 2 to 3 years go back and review it, and possibly as you come closer to the requirement you will find that you have more clarity and you will be able to plan much better in the later years. But unless you start early, you will not be able to build up sufficient corpus towards achieving it. Now, if you have a few needs, like you want to plan for overseas education or even for medicine, now those can have much higher cost. So you need to plan for a much larger amount. So those are aspects that you have to keep in mind, and it can have a significant impact on the personal finances. Now, how do you invest into, once you plan and have understood, okay, this is how much you want to plan for? We suggest look at a combination of avenues. If it's a very long-term need, then you can look at equities. You can make money work for you better, so the returns are better towards achieving. But as you come closer to your requirement, you should actually keep reducing the risk involved so that you are able to achieve it in a much better way and it's not linked to market cycles. So in summary, plan ahead, invest in a diversified way, and also possibly look at whether the need requires an additional life cover, and if it requires, please use an additional life cover.
So, with as he says, we should summarize with how we can plan it, and it's always good to early as possible. So you don't have to worry if you have not done it. You start now. Execution is more important than just planning. So I start with the same thing. What was his last line? To plan early as possible. Each child is unique, so we keep changing their future based on interest, as he was trying to say that things will keep changing. So it is okay, you take it as a common amount and then you keep reviewing it after 3 years. So this is the normal question Smriti, our daughter, will ask. If I do this work and I may not like to work on this, what will happen? So I said, there's nothing that if I study and I have to work the same way. So if you take my own example, I did an MCA, worked for 15 years in IT, and now I am in a personal finance and I'm loving and enjoying this work. So sometimes it may happen that what you have studied and what you work is different. So it is okay to have those kind of things, but you just keep helping the kids to do what they love to do. Consider the inflation, very, very important. When we are making a corpus, consider the different avenues which is going to grow, which is going to give them a comfort zone, which is guaranteed plans, what are the international plans. So we will have a different diversification when you are doing it. Make sure that whenever you have a longer horizons, take a, as he says, equity part of it. Make sure 2 years before you redeem it, if because it is, if the market fall, it is not going to impact it. In the will, if you have written, make sure that this amount will be taken care for the child education. If in case you have written, make sure that you have properly insured yourself. That is very, very important. If you are the breadwinner, please do that, because in the past, yesterday in our layout itself is one instance happened, and they are trying to do fundraising, but most of the time, all of us cannot do fundraising that league. So it is easier to make sure that you are being adequately taking care of the insurance of yours, or taking care of the risk cover. Target the near, as I told you. Make sure that all the portfolio you review at least minimum once in a year or twice in a year, to make sure that you are on the normal path. After some time, speak with the kids. 16 years, 14 years is a good amount to say them how they are planning, what they want, and how we can take care of that. So they also feel very comfortable and they focus on that. Consistency in the investment to decide whether to reach the desired goal and have the crucial part of it. That's all from my side. I am happy to have any questions.
Ma'am, there's this one question from. Okay, yeah. Anybody?
Yeah. Yeah, Pradeep's question, or
Yes,
you can
Pradeep.
unmute and actually ask, otherwise I will read it out. Which bank recommend for overseas loan, and do we get a tax rebate for education loan? So yes, tax rebate in education loan is given to the normally to the kid when they start working, and they can claim it. If they are not working and you are paying the EMI, you can get the education loan. There is no particular bank, because this year we have got it for 4 different banks. Depends on where the parent is having a good relationship with their investments. Okay, that makes sense, because most of the time it is the interest loans are being, we have to check it across. Good thing is this time the education loan normally is around 10 plus, but this time we got it at 8.5 also. So another thing I forgot to tell you, there is a one thing, some student came and told me 2 to 3 years back, and that's a very good thing. If you know any of your relatives who are in US at least, you can take a loan from US, and that is a 1.5%. So that US person, whoever is your cousin or something, if they have a good rating, you parents can pay them later or whatever it is. So that is also very beneficial, because they see the credit history of that person.
So Rachana, Pradeep here, just one extended question on that education loan. See this, you said 8.5% is the 8.5% is the interest. Is it in a nationalized bank, and is with collateral or without collateral?
Both of them has got it nationalized, yeah.
Because nationalized bank asks for a Khata property to give a collateral. Otherwise, they are not considering. Most of my property is B Khata. So is there something you can help?
They have not given with the collateral. They've given
without collateral itself, 8.5 we are getting?
No, they gave the collateral, which is not a real estate, I'm saying. They have given the collateral as the bonds and FDs and other things. So I was not sure.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, ma'am. The next question is from Avantika. So she's asking, what are the inflation rate for education that you currently are assuming for US and for India?
In India, we normally take 7.5 to 8% on an average. And for in US also, we are taking 7.5 to 8%. The reason for US, as I started telling you, on fees wise, they are only at 1.5% difference, but the currency variation is higher. So that's why we take 7.5 to 10 also. Some of the customers say, Rachna, take 10 because the currencies are doing too much of variations. But fees wise, US is 1.5%. So I'm assuming that you were able to learn something and you can apply, and I'll be happy if you want any time to help you out. Thank you for a wonderful week ahead, coming on the weekend and attending this. And I wish you have a wonderful week and enjoy yourself. And please let me know if you want anything else. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Ma'am, there's one more question just now. So Joydeep is asking, what are good mutual funds for child?
So most of the time I said it, if you're okay with the lock-in funds, child gift fund is a good one. Otherwise, take it any hybrid funds. So we normally don't do it otherwise because it's a little higher risk. So hybrid funds are good. If the kid is small and you think it is more than 10 years, you can take a large cap funds also. Pradeep, we don't have, as of, we are not NBFC to give the loans. We can help you out to find the loan guys to take a education loan, but we don't give education loan.
Sorry, my question was supposed to be, do you help on availing it? Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so yeah, we do help in availing it.
Okay, thank you.
Please clarify an insurance investment. Somebody from Sunil has written. So Sunil, actually that insurance is, if you go and ask them child plan, so there are two different types of insurance. They they will say that, okay, you will get the money when the kid is 15, 17. So whenever there is a 10 standard, 12 standard degree and masters. So there are two types. You can opt for those, or you invest the money and get the lump sum money when the kid is 18 years old. So for that, I'm just trying to say that is good. It will give you only around 6% returns, and a ULIP will give you around 8 to 9% returns. But the best part of those is it's called waiver of income, or sorry, waiver of premium. That is very important to take care of those.